Welcome to One Chemistry. Always do your best. Now let us see about 100 conversion in organic chemistry. We seen as an episode, this is the second episode. If you don't watch the first episode, please go and see that. We are solving here the problem step by step. Stay tuned for the detailed solutions. Question number 1. Here substituted amide is given. The reagents are butyl lithium and TMEDA. TMEDA is the ligand. Second, methyl iodide. What will be the product here? So here 4 choices are given where methyl will be attached there. Whether it is in the amine position N or para-benzene ring or di substitution in the side amine chain. So you have to know the selectivity of methyl group here. The answer is B. Let us see why. The problem is so interesting once you know the answer. Here the guided methylation happened. Let us see why. Here the N group is given. Here amide N are both substituted with ethane, which is called directed methylation group because it promotes the ortho position. Let us see clearly. Then TMDA, which is simply the ligand. It's a chelate. It creates the stable complex. So the first step will be attack of butyl lithium as well as the DMDA ligand. So the butyl lithium try to attract the proton. We very well know because it is the bulky base. So which proton will be attracted? What nitrogen will do is it's anchoring the lithium and the structure is stabilized by TMDA, which is ligand. So the ortho position is very correct position for the ligand formation. So ortho hydrogen will be removed. Then the ortho anion compensated by the methyl group. So the methylation happened at ortho position. The question after seeing the answer very much simple, but here you have to know the directed methylation which is in the ortho position. Then question number 2 where cyclohexyl carboxylic acid is given and reagent is N-bromosuccinamide and the bulky base potassium tertiary beta oxide. The answers are like conjugated form inside the ring as well as outside the ring or stereospecific addition. So which will be that? Here you have to know the importance of the reagent. The answer is C. Let us see step by step. The reagent is carboxylic acid, right? So NBS. Everybody will think that NBS is there mean like allylic bromination will happen. Here don't happen because bromine here is just brominating agent since there is no hydrogen peroxide. So only bromination will happen. The question is that bromination will happen above or below. So bromine is the bulky group in the periodic table. So bromine always attack in the free or released position which is above. Then the attack of the base which will abstract the proton there from the group. So COO minus. Then you can clearly see the strain-full bromine ring is there. The ring will be broken by attack of the nucleophile which is COO minus. The attack will be up or down. Definitely bromine is bulkier. So the attack will be from below. So the attack will happen. So the what is the really catch here? The hydrogen atom go below. The attack will be on above. So the attack will be on opposite side. Since bromine is below, the attack will be on opposite side which is on top. So the top attack what will happen is both hydrogen will go below. Bromine also will go below. Then the same base can abstract minus HBr. So the final product elimination will come. Since the both groups are above, the hydrogens are below the ring. So the product is C. Here you have to know the basic concept whether the attack is on front side or back side. And finally you have to know the elimination steps. Then the next question, the starting material is acylic alcohol. The reagents are peracid and titanium isopropoxide and diethyl tartrate. Here 4 answers are given. The answers are differ from the epoxidation on double bonds can be upper or below, or both double bonds can be upper, both double bonds can be below. Here you have to know stereoselectivity as well as stereochemistry. By looking at the catalyst, everybody guessed that it is a SAR plus reaction. So the SAR plus reaction is very interesting one because it need an anchoring group to have epoxidation. Since it has peroxide, it's a epoxidation reaction. So the epoxidation will happen only on the OH anchoring group, which will bond with titanium. So it's only anchoring on the double bonded near the OH group. So it's okay whether it is above or below. If you know the mechanism, you can clearly know plus DET mean you have the below attack, so epoxide will be below the plane. If you want more clarity, go and study the mechanism of SAR plus epoxidation. Then the next example is like conversion of glucose using benzaldehyde and para-toluene sulfonic acid. Here you have to guess the product, whether it will be a cyclization or just a bicyclic ring formation. There are many possibilities here, which OH will react. By looking at the answers you might confused, but the answer is D. Let us see why. Here starting material is like benzaldehyde. The PTSA is acid which activate the carbonyl carbon which contain the positive charge. So once H plus attacks, it creates the positive charge on the carbon. So the positive charge can be attacked from any alcoholic group lone pair. There are the 4 oxygens with a lone pair. So which will attack? Here the reaction is completely promoted by 6-member ring formation. So only 5th and 6th carbon has the possibility of 6-member ring formation which contain 2 oxygen inside the ring. Other any 2 OH attack, if you try, you have 5 member. So you have to always try strain free ring formation. So the only possibility is 5th and 6th carbon, so it forms the cyclic product. So the answer is D. The reaction here driven by the ring strain. The first step will be attack of OH on the carbon. Then the OH can be eliminated from the same acid, so the water elimination will be there. Finally bicyclic ring formation there. So you can clearly know that ring formation drive this kind of reaction. So bicyclic rings will be formed which contain the 2 oxygen atom in the new ring. Then the question number 5, where conjugated ketone is there. The reagents are methyl magnesium chloride and copper chloride. Then the allyl chloride will be there. The reaction may be looking simple, but products are very much complicated. What is really the products here? Epoxidation there or not, where oxygen alkylation or the ring alkylation happen or not, whether stereospecific reaction or stereospecific less reaction. Here you have to know what is really happened. Here you have to understand the reagents. Let us see from the mechanism. Since it is a conjugated aldehyde, always 1,4 Michael addition is possible. In 1,4 addition only you will have stable substituted product. That's why the Ricknard reagent methyl magnesium chloride will attack the phenyl attached carbon which is in the 4th position. The first position MgX will be attached, 4th position will be methyl attached. Here attachment will be stereospecific. Here attachment will be on Here attack is on stereoselective. Here methyl attack from the below to avoid the crowding. The next will be an allylic chloride attack. So which will attack? Whether O has minus charge also and the second carbon also have minus charge. So what will happen here? Here the second carbon possesses the negative charge. Since enolate is the soft nucleophile, only attack from the second carbon is possible, not O alkylation. So it also attack from the backside. So the backside attack allylic carbon attached to the ring. So the answer is D. Here you have to know many steps here. Since it's a 1,4 Michael addition, enolate is stop, no alkylation on oxygen and the backside attack. So you should know stereochemistry, you should know the naming reactions here. That's all from second episode. Stay tuned for third episode. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below.